Our worth is often decided much later in crowded markets. At Mandis, quality is judged in minutes. Decisions are rushed. Prices depend on perception, not proof. Agrograde steps in here. Founded in 2018, it uses artificial intelligence to bring clarity to how produce quality is assessed. With a simple photo, the Agrograde app analyzes size, color, and visible defects, generating an instant quality report with defect detection accuracy up to 96% plus. At pack houses, Agrograde's AI-powered machines grade produce at scale without damaging delicate fruits and vegetables. The process is consistent. The outcome is transparent. Today, over 70 agrograde units grade nearly 24,000 quintals of produce every day across multiple crops, from onions and potatoes to tomatoes, apples, and areca nut. Today, agrograde operates across more than a dozen Indian states, working with FPOs, pack houses, and aggregators. With clear grading, farmers negotiate with confidence and access better market opportunities. Where AI grading is used, post harvest losses have dropped by up to 90%. Clear quality classification has helped farmers earn nearly 10% more per kilogram. Buyers benefit too, with predictable
యూనివర్సిటీలోనే అది ఇంటి నుంచి 1 గంట వరకు అని ఇచ్చాడు టైం. విజయవాడలో ఉంది. విజయవాడలో ఓపెనింగ్, జాబ్ ఓపెనింగ్ ఉంది కానీ మాట్లాడాలి. వచ్చినాయి కూడా ఫోటో 4-5 నెలలు పెట్టాలి వీడియో మాట్లాడాలి. ఇప్పుడు ఈ పాట ఉంది, ఈ పాట ఎన్ని గిన్నెలు పెట్టి ఈ గిన్నెలు పెట్టి 10-15 పెట్టి ఒకటే ఆడియో ఒకటే ఆడియో ఈ వీడియో
Vishwa. I'm one of Joradon consultants. Uh, Joradon consultants, initially back in 2016, I started drones as a hobby, and in 2017 we started. Can you hear me? No. So in 2016, I started drones as a hobby, and then in 2017 April we started Joradon consultants. Initially, we used to provide aerial photography and videography in weddings and events and short films and movies and all. Later, we changed our field into automation, drone automation. Now we are providing services in land surveying, 3D mapping, and inspections. So here you can see the traditional methods of land surveying. You can see total stations. Uh, does anybody know total station and land surveying? Okay. So traditionally they do use total stations and DGPS. So there are some limitations for these technologies. So if you see total stations, you do get accuracy in it, but the thing is, it is very limited, and you can do up to 10 acres or 20 acres land, but you cannot do more than that with total stations. You can do, but it takes a lot of time and manpower for that to be done. And for DGPS also, there are certain limitations. You can do for boundary survey, it is very good DGPS, but when you want to create a contours or topography, and if you want to make a boundary lines and all, not boundary lines, topography and all, it takes a lot of time to get the work done. So there are limitations with these two technologies. And now you can see wherever you see, Swamitva, there is a scheme in central government has started that all the 6 lakh plus villages have been, they're doing as of now, they're surveying with the drones so that they can provide a digital certificate, digital land owning certificate to the residents of that particular villages. So you can see that technological transformation in land surveying. So there are certain limitations while doing the survey. One is terrain, hill terrain affects the survey efficiency, and forest density, and all these factors affects these traditional methods. Maybe here you can use drone. If you see the drone, how you can see that. If you want to if you want to do a survey for 100 acres, with drone you can do it in 1 day. So if you want to do it with the total station or DGPS, it takes 1 day for boundary. You can do it 1 day, but if you want to contour or topography, it takes 5 to 7 days at least. And if you want to do the same with 100,000 acres, it takes nearly 20 to 30 days for getting the work done. You can do the same work with drone in couple of days. Okay, can you understand what I'm saying, right? So you can able to. One more, while using drones, there are certain things that we have to keep in mind. One is we use ground control points to control the data, how it comes, and we use checkpoints to check the accuracy of data. Sometimes it may vary. In general, people do relative accuracy, but we always try to provide our clients with a absolute accuracy. Next, please. These are the outputs that comes. So you can get the DGPS. With DGPS, you can get the boundaries and contours. So the contours also depends on the points that you have taken. You can get the data, but you cannot get the data like orthomosaic data. You cannot get. You cannot get a digital surface model or a terrain model. For that matter, if you want to use a point cloud, 3D point cloud, you cannot get all this data by using traditional methods. You can get this data with drones. And if you see, you can say that the maps that you are saying, okay, they are good, but we can use Google Earth maps, right? Google Earth also there, so you can use Google Earth maps. You can visualize data how it looks. But then the maps that we are creating are 50 or 60 times better than Google Earth maps. The ground sampling distance with the Google Earth is very limited. You can get a 1 meter or 2 meter accuracy, but drones we can get 1 inch or 2 inch accuracy. So the ground sampling distance is you can get as much as 1 inch or less than 1 inch also. So that is very good when you are using in surveying and other fields. Then you can use the same data for for other purposes. If you have done survey once, if you have done 100 acres of land survey now, and if you want to use a particular part, you have to do with traditional methods. If you want to calculate other something or some 10 acres, if you want to measure, you have to do the survey again. But if you have done drone surveying, you can extract the same data within the data set, so you can work on it. So the accuracy will be the same for the extracted data. And you can see all these things you can do with faster and safer and efficient way. So here you can see the data that you come out of. Normally, if they have done with DGPS, you can see the right side how the data looks. In a white paper, you can see some drawings and all. Only the professionals can able to understand. The remaining people like us, we cannot understand what is going on over there. So if you see the left side data, it looks like a Google Earth map, but I can guarantee you that it is 50 times better than the Google Earth map. And that is how it looks. And if you zoom in, you can able to see what is there in it. And now when it comes to 3D mapping, 3D mapping is similar to 2D mapping and land surveying, but we do get a, other dimensions. If you want to measure a distance, you measure in meters, right? How far it is, you can measure in meters. If you want to measure an area, you need 2 dimensions. In the same way, if you want to measure some area, volumetry, you need 3 dimensions. So we measure in cubic meters. So left side, if you can see, there is sand. You can able to measure how much volume is there in it. And in the similar way, if you see the right side, there is a hole in it. So they have dug that location. So you can able to measure how much volume you need to fill that land. So that's how it can work. We are currently working with mining industries. We started that recently, and it can be used in cut and fill work, and architects also can able to use that 3D map. And the accuracy that is produced by 3D maps is you can get 98% accuracy if you have done it with Excel. So the third one is inspections. You can do inspections with drones. So we are doing that. So depend upon that tower structure, you can use different kind of cameras and all. So you can do inspections in telecom sector, windmill, solar power plant. You can do inspections. So you can do in industrial inspection, then structural inspections also you can do. So if there is any tower, if it is in a concrete one, you can use it with RGB cameras. You can get the visual data. You can able to see whether there are any cracks, if there is any maintenance required, you can do that. If it is in a metal one, like a steel or something like that, if you want to see the temperature variations, you can use thermal cameras. So you cannot see it with naked eye, but you can able to see it with thermal one, so that you can able to understand where the problem is. If there is thermal camera to find out. So this is the team that we are having as of now, me, myself, and there is one system engineer and one technical expert we have as of now, a couple of pilots who are working with us as of now. We are working with AutoCAD and GIS experts. They are there, but the thing is they are not permanent employees. They are a professional ones, so we cannot hire as of now. We are looking for AutoCAD and GIS. If there are any, please let us know. We are looking for them. And we need drone pilots too. So when it comes to market size, you can see the market size, the world is near to $32 billion dollars for surveying and mapping services. In India, it is $2 billion. If it comes to Andhra, you can see it is 15 billion. It is growing as of now. This one is data of 2021. So business plan that we are, the plan that we are doing is, see in the in land surveying or 3D mapping, there are 5 steps in it. Initially, you have to do the pre-planning, then data capturing, and after data capturing, you have to process that. You need photogrammetry skills to get the work done. In photogrammetry also, you need certain software. They are very expensive and you need a hardware for that. The ones that we are using, 128 GB RAM, i9 processors and all. So you need a lot of big rig, and at the same time, software you need to have for doing the photogrammetry services. And GIS also, you need experts in GIS so that you can extract the information that has come from the drone data. And the final is delivering the final report. These are 5 steps. So in these 5 steps, what we are planning. So initially, we thought we want to provide entire services in entire India. We want to provide, but the thing is, we cannot do that with limited manpower. We cannot completely done that. So the business plan that we are coming with up is we want to train people. I mean, okay. So the thing is, here in Vizag itself, there are 1,000 plus drones. The people, those who are using it is people like in photography or hobbies, people they do have drones. So whom we are aiming is the people who have drones and who has drone pilot license. We want to train them in the first process how to do the land survey or mapping services. We can teach them because we have an experience, we can teach them how accurately they can able to do it. The thing is, they can, after learning, so they can do by themselves, they can get the work done, or they can associate with Jora so that they can use the services that we are offering. The third, fourth, and fifth, that's where our expertise lies. What we are thinking is, we want to provide our in-house services to them so that we can have a network of people who can work for us, they can work for themselves. That's the business plan that we are thinking of as of now. Next. So competition, there is a competition. There are people who are working on it. Maruti drones is there. You might have heard recently they got type certificate for their drone, and Red Bay UAV, Garuda Analytics, Drone Acheive, you might have heard recently they have been to IPO. Recently they won, and there are 70 plus drone service providing companies as of now in India. It's the recent data. So so what we have other than that is we have expertise in technology, photogrammetry technology. We have expertise in it, and we have a global network for problem solving. If there is any problem, if something is happening, if I cannot do it, I can get help from global network so that I can able to do it. And absolute accuracy, as I said, we can provide absolute accuracy data. And projects that we have done, more than 5,000 acres of land surveyed. We have done bridge inspections, more than 30 bridge inspections and road inspections with NHAI, and 100 other projects with state government and central government as well. Associations, we are associated with Indian Flying Labs. It's a community, it's an NGO. They do provide drone training to rural people and all. So we are associated with them. We are associated with the EU, Andhra University Geoengineering Department. We are providing skill development courses to them. Recently we started one. And the next one is STPI. It's an open challenge program. Recently we applied for that, and we are in the final list. So on Monday we have a pitch over there. So hopefully they will. These are the clients that we have worked with. So you can see. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Does anybody have any question? What's it? Our future plan of the works that we have done. Financials are, I can say, currently this year we are at 8 lakh. They are very less. But project that we do is big projects. I can say that if we have a good project, recently we have one with Hindustan Shipyard Limited. So we are working with them. So it's a 300 acres. The project itself is more than 6 lakh. We can work, but the thing is materializing the work. It's a bit difficult as of now. Letting them know that new technology and working with them is a bit difficult. Educating people is what we need as of now. We are working on it. We are working with the AUG engineering department head Vajit sir. So probably in future we may conduct workshops for people like executive engineers in the department. So we are planning. So future, there is a lot of scope for that. We are trying. Recently we. No, sir. So if you want to create a new road, recently we worked with the Hubli Urban Development Authority. The vice chairman of Hubli Urban Development, he approached us that there is one hill where they are constructing a collectorate bungalow and all. They want to create a road for that. With DGPS, they can't able. They tried for 1 week, they couldn't able to do that survey. So we provided the solution within a day. So he was very happy, and after that we made a road for them. So how to get into that particular point? We made the road. We don't have expertise, but we get that done by professionals, so we can do that. What's that? So visibility, whatever is visible, we can able to show. In depth, we cannot show it anything. No, sir. No, we don't have the technology. Probably it is there. We don't have as of now. Ashok. No, probably they might have separate sensors to detect that, but as of whatever we are providing is a visual data, so that you can able to see latitude, longitude, and elevation in a particular point, so that you can use, if you want to create a tunnel, you can do it. If you want to create a roads, you can do it. If you want to do a pipeline with using gravity, you can do that. So all these services we can provide for exclusively for engineering consulting companies and architecture. They can use. Yes. What's that? Yes, yes. It's been 3 months. We have given our invoice, and still the payment yet no, not yet. But we got work order this time. Previously, we used to work with word of mouth. Now we are working with the work orders and all. So hopefully, we are going to get it. Yes. So we are working with IIM Visakhapatnam. Yeah, we are working with. Recently, we spoke to IIP. So they have construction of nearly 200 acres of land is there. They are constructing. So we are helping with them. At the same time, we are working with NCC. You might have Nagarjuna construction companies. They are doing near to 4 or 5 medical colleges here in Andhra Pradesh. They started one in Paderu, one is in Anakapalli, one is in Vijayanagaram. So we started working with them, and there are other players too. And we are working with Indian Railways also for railways. We are working as we are providing them like visual data, like if they want to conduct inspection, if they want to layer roads, we are providing drone, with telemetry data, we are providing that. Yes, they are, but the limitation is very less. I mean, the main infrastructure work is, yeah, the scope is very less. There is there, I mean, the work is there, but one more thing is we have to, increase our marketing team. That is what one thing. Yes. Yes. Yes, yes, we can show that. I mean, if they see, it's very expensive. One thing, it is very expensive for the government to get it done, because the government has to do, no one will do. If they have money for consulting us, they can do the roads itself, right? They don't need us. But the technology that you're talking about, we can do that. Yeah, we can do it. Okay, just a minute. The map that have. So this is the data that I have shown you, right? So you can zoom in and you can see the accuracy of the data, right? So
Hi, very good evening. Sorry for the delay, and there was some technical issues, so I was unable to set up the screen. So, yeah, I am Syed Rahman, Technical Manager, Andhra University Incubation Council. I welcome you all to Startup Saturdays, and it's a forum for innovators, entrepreneurs, and investors and other startup enthusiasts. So this forum is organized by AHAV and its partners. AHAV is a Section 8 company constituted within Andhra University. We and our partners promote and encourage innovation and entrepreneurship in this region. Before we begin, I would like to ask everyone to introduce yourselves very quickly. We are a short gathering, so yeah, please. A quick, crisp name, affiliation, that will do understand. Anybody like from the room, you can start. Yeah, please. Executed in the past, right? Currently past, yeah. Sure.
I have a producer myself. My name is Sheila Rao, and I'm an entrepreneur. This is the way the last 2 years
Great.
Jumping pharma, biotech, and so on. You can find what happened. My name is CS.
Employee you should have an OC from current employer or university to apply for this grant. So some grants may require proof of financial stability, so that the government grants, individual innovators, they should be Indian citizens with government approved proof of national identity and age above 18. And startup definition, where recent change in startup definition also includes societies and partnership firms also come under the activity of startups. So until unless they are incorporated in India, with a minimum 51% of the held by Indian citizens, and the age of the startup should be less than 5 to 10 years from the date of incorporation or registration, and turnover should not exceed 25 lakhs to 10 crores depending on the grant of the program basically. So ideas should have a high degree of innovation and potential to commercialization are often preferred, and ideas should fall under the relevant sector or industry, and then you should be a proposed outcome which should be completed within the time frame which is being stipulated by the grant company or so, and IP should be live with the innovator or startup, and the competent team gives more chances to you to get the grant basically. So preference may be given to the innovators having bootstrapped or having co-investment commitments, and women innovators these days are being encouraged to apply. And then we have, if you are a student or an employee, you should have an OC from current employer or university to apply for this grant. So some grants may require proof of financial stability, so that the ability to co-invest and a portion of partly grant is also required, because skin in the game always gives the granting agency be confident of that you'll pull off the idea safely. So the process usually involves 4 steps. You have to find the right grant program which suits you, and then drafting the proposal, the problem statement, proposal solution, and work carried out till now, objectives under the program, methodologies, budget. These points cover the larger form factor of your particular application, and then that should give you good scope. And then it will be submitted and then reviewed and evaluated. Based on that, you will be approved, and then the final disbursement happens. So advantages of granting and some limitations that you could be able to see on the screen right now. So where you have non-reputable funding, so that you're not worried to repay, but relatively easy to maintain. And great networking opportunities you get, where you have certain kind of cohorts and will be conducted by these granting agencies, so that you could do a lot of networking, and which enables focus for the innovation, because you have surplus amount of grant to get bootstrap, and certain kind of support services available. But limitations when it comes to the competitive application process, you have lots of number of applications coming in, and you have to stand out of it, and then only you could be able to get it. And detailed reporting requirements, whatever stage you are and how you are and where you are, every time you have to report your granting agency, so that they would release the next tranche. And degree of freedom is less, limited funding amounts. Potential for significant time investment in application compliances goes around, and sometimes you might not get awarded with the grant, and you might be back. But trying for applying to grants is great, because it's good to get started. So there are a couple of corporate grants available. So by sponsored by the companies, provides financial support, and then you have resources, mentorship available, which enables startups and entrepreneurs to and to small businesses. Where innovation and development, especially part of the corporate social responsibility of their would be funding this particular strategic alignment. And yeah, they look for market expansion so that they support startups to enter into different niche. So these are a couple of grants from the corporates you could be able to see. So if you are interested, you will be able to click a picture and go back and refer. Yeah, so the corporate grants also comes with some kind of advantages and limitations where you have capital and access to resources, mentorship and guidance and networking opportunities, net market valuation and credibility and potential partners and accelerated growth you could be able to find. But downside you have here also the competitive and selective landscape are there. Stringent requirements, potential of maybe you want to do something and your grantor has different idea, they might yeah, the dependency risks are there, and like intellectual property concerns where like IP conflicts can come in, and yeah, short-term focus of those particular activities. So these are foundation grants. You can see Tata Trust, Ajim Premji Foundation, and the Michael G. Sanandel Foundation. You have these particular grants available at your disposal. We will pick from next time with a specific grant application which are available. Currently being open to be displayed from the next session onwards. Now I request our first startup pitch to come and present actually. Yeah. 10 minutes to do pitch, and then you have few Q&A there.
So I'm the founder of Smartphone. Yeah, this is my company, which is in physical science. We are it's like the first time in India of this kind. I'm like this for the audience on the online side. So yeah, there is an analytics and sports science gap in the sport as well as in every sport I can say. Not in cricket, football or something. In multiple sports I can say. So that's why we noticed that and we found this. So I am a sports management professional. So I have worked with Indian cricket team and Delhi Capitals team for the last 2 years and I came up with this. So why analytics matter? I want to say why analytics matter. It's, as I told you, it's just in India and we have clients from all over, like in Asia as well. I have a couple of clients from South Africa, clients in Sri Lanka as well. So those countries also lacking in analytics and sports science in multiple sports. So that's where you want to come in and attack the market. So this is about me. I hold a bachelor's degree in sports management from Mumbai University, and yeah, I did work with the Indian cricket team BCCI in last 2 years. I was with Delhi Capitals, and now I'm heading a team in APL Andhra Premier League as well from last 2 weeks. So what we offer, we analyze players who need performance improvement enhancements, so want to know their weaknesses, strengths, and all. We want to create the event of sports analytics and sports science because there is very minimum awareness of it across the market. So that's what we want to create and in turn make a business of it. So we work across multiple sports, not only in terms of main sports, but we did, like example, we did for off-road biking, figure skating, and all as well. So we use smart design optimizers and uh, modern tech to take the analytics and all. We have the professionals who like sports scientists, sports biomechanics, and everyone. So we provide detailed performance report after the session is done, where you can know your strengths and weaknesses also. So what we use wearable tech, we use mobility analysis, we use stats, we use biomechanics, we use psychology, nutrition, multiple things. We don't do guesswork for every strength and weaknesses. We give the scientific reason why is it like that. So we eliminate the guesswork in sports in technique or else mentally psychological matters or something like that. We eliminate the guessworks which is now being done in the traditional way. Then we provide objectives, measurable and actionable insights. Right? How can we improve? What's the solution for that? So why should we opt this? So there is no company around who can deliver this in multiple sports and all verticals of sports science. So we are the only one in India as well. So you will get a clear understanding of all the strengths and weaknesses as well. And you get sports specific training interventions and then be a call center with the sports science team. You can listen more about it building coaches with the development. So as of now, they are getting aware of this, and there is a need of sports science in athletic development coming on in the next generation. So that's why we got it done. So these are the first, so this is five verticals. The first one is the sports performance analytics. So we do it with the heart rate, best GPS trackers, and lead analytics also in like multiple sports we can say in sports biomechanics. It's all new thing in the sports market. So we do test the technical errors if anything is there or injury risk. For example, if you all guys know, if in bowling, so there are a lot of injury risks. So we determine them and give them a solution on that. So we have a professionals who can do that. Those are experienced and like they have proper master's degrees and all, so which can determine this. So exercise physiology. Physiology is a study of how organs work by doing sports and doing exercise. So we do get into cardiovascular strength, endurance, like that. We can also know the fatigue they're having when doing the sports. That sports psychology is a new thing. So it's booming for us. So this is going stand out for that. So we have tested this with Indian skaters, off-road bikers, cricketers, all are benefited with it. So it's like a intervention with the sports psychologist. So it's a proper professional who gets it, and we give the solution if they are suffering from any mental issue during the sports or a game. So this is sports nutrition. We give the support of diet plans, what should go in when before the match day or pre-match, what's the thing. So these are target audience like association teams, clubs. It reads from any age, I can say, and all these are from any sport, not in one sport. And that's a contact information. And yeah, that's it from my strengths, weaknesses, opportunities. It's opportunities. It's questions. What are weaknesses? Like what? Yeah. Of the company you mean to say? I can say initially areas yeah. Initially we were trying to like, make the business scalable. So that was not happening and we somehow get the idea of doing online. So that was a weakness first and we developed that. So till March 15th, we are doing like awareness, we are doing free camps or free demos and all. From March 15th, we have started it and we got maybe around 15%. Yes, yes. We have like a 15 employees team. I'm the only founder in it. I don't have any partners. It consists of the management part, sports scientists, sports biomechanists, performance analysts, like all this. Yes. I'm right now looking for a mentorship like for this. Question to that last week. Because doing a lot of analysis requires a lot of gear. Need a lot of instruments. Okay. Also, the demand said anything about that? Yes, sir. It's just a start because we started like 3 months ago. And we are doing all the free campaigns, free demos, and all to get the awareness among the people. So that's where we started. And from March 15th of March evening, we started giving you guys like 3,000 members. So yeah, coming to the data and the instruments, so we made it like enough like we can do online, offline as well. So if offline it will be a detailed manner, in online it will be a basic, not a basic thing, it's a detailed thing in a video analysis type of. So there will be a lot of intervention of the professionals, and they will be speaking about them, the background and all. So that can also be the same.
Sir, excuse me. There is a limitation of one question per person because we have a very limited amount of time. Please pardon us. I forgot to mention. Other people, any question?
So it's like self-confident. So I know this will take time, a year or so to get awareness and to grow in this market. So right now I'm keeping it to myself. Yeah. No, it's not confident. But I need to like be patient and there are one or two companies who only specify in sports analytics or sports parametrics, but all not parameters and industry. So as a whole, there are no competition. Yes, they have a inbuilt thing, like they have a team parametrics and all. So they only do for them. So no private companies there. Yeah, no private companies there, and also when I work with this guy, they don't have any biometrics.
So glad you're able to reach. I apologize that we could not make it happen weeks ago.
Yeah, no issues.
Glad that you have.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you for being patient with us. I think it would. When you're trying to do a lot, instead of focusing on one side.
So I want to portray myself as
Consider that.
so I want to portray myself, my company as a sports science company where we can provide all sports science services. So that's where I want to provide service of this. Yes. Thanks.
let's move on to the main part of today's session. Before I invite today's speaker, a few words about our futures session. If you're wondering how we pick our speakers for these technical sessions, here is a brief explanation. We focus on 4 levels of to explore entrepreneurship and bringing you the best of ideas and depth of understanding. We look at the individuals, the company, the sector, and the ecosystem. Each level has a distinct set of challenges and opportunities, suitable set of skills and resources, and provides a level of understanding of entrepreneurship. So if you are already an entrepreneur, these talks will help you to understand the journey, and if you are considering it or just exploring, these talks will give you a great way into the journey. Today we will focus on self-centered, where you have field of practice or like where you would be able to understand about pitches. So yeah, there are a million ideas out there. For every idea you have, Google AI says approximately 50 million new startups are launched worldwide every year, averaging 137,000 new startups every day. And everyone needs money, market, and talent. If you are a startup, how do you stand out among this crowd? If you are recruiting talent, how do you convince them? So how do you capture a market with the right messaging? That's where you pitch is important. So our feature speaker, Gayatri Vadavalli, co-founder and director of BrainyBots EdTech Private Limited. She leads transformative education programs that empower young minds with the skills in artificial intelligence, robotics, and innovation. She blends academic excellence with real-world applicability with her diverse expertise in various industries, including education, banking, and financial markets, commodity, and heavy engineering industries. Ms. Gayatri is a certified trainer in AI and ML from Raspberry Pi Foundation and trained entrepreneurship coach under global faculty at Northeastern University, Boston. A speaker and panelist and educational innovation, having shared insights at forums such as International Teachers, University Panel, and Design Thinking Summit.
Yeah, so today's topic is pitch it right. So I know most of you might have pitched already at so many occasions. So today I'm not here to tell you how to pitch, but tell you you already know how to pitch, but how to do it right. So most of you might have already pitched, that is one. And who have not pitched yet, but have some ideas, have done something in the past, like convincing somebody to do something that you like, right? So that is also can be considered as pitching. So pitching is nothing but convincing somebody to do something that you care about. So as I mentioned, all of us who have never pitched also have already been pitching, because somebody might have convinced their mother to go out, allow them to go out with their friends. So that is also one kind of pitching. Would you agree? And maybe ask your teacher for some extra time to submit your project, right? So that is also pitching, convincing, right? So according to me, if I have to define what is pitching, when some people before I go there, so when some people go hear pitching or the word pitching, so we might think about very complex words or heavy jargon, business jargon like business model canvas. Yeah, I know, I understand that is very important to understand where you are standing, but at the same time, we need not get scared about listening to all those words, especially for the beginners, right? So it doesn't mean that pitching only can happen if you know everything that is there on the canvas, right? So it depends on the stage where you are in the journey of your entrepreneurship. right? When people, so say when you hear pitching, doesn't mean that you have to use this heavy jargon, right? But it means that you have to convince the people, okay? And with the art of storytelling, that's what I believe. So if you ask me what is pitching, convincing someone to care about to something you care about. How many of you agree with that? Right? So you already think that if you are convinced to do something that will give you results, and you have to convince somebody else that you believe in what you believe, right? So you may pitch your startup business to an investor, or you might be pitching it to a co-founder you wants to join you, or you might be pitching it to an employee, right? All these can be considered as pitches only. What works while pitching? So as I told you, I'm not going to take you through what all slides you need to put while you're pitching, or the problem statement, or the business model canvas, or there is nothing wrong in it. You have to know all these things. But I'm assuming you already have gone through all these things. You already, when you're pitching, you already know what all things need to be there on the pitch. So I'm covering something that is not there. Where you will not find regularly, right? So the first thing I feel is what you should have is empathy. Empathy is understanding what others are feeling, actually being there in their position and trying to understand what they are actually going through. So empathy here not only means the understanding the audience in a pitching scenario. At the same time, when you're thinking about your startup, so empathy is understanding your customer, understanding your stakeholders. So that is very, very important. Until unless you have you been there in their position, you understood what they are going through, you cannot really solve their problem. You cannot understand their problem in the first place, right? So that is why empathy is important. And then solution to the problem. So when we talk about the solution, we need not be very complex about the solution. We need not, strategy, so much of strategy, or so much of solutions can be very, very simple, at the same time very, very effective. That's what we need to focus on. And then proof. So when we talk about when we are saying so many things to the audience, right? So we have done this, or this is what is the problem that I have identified. Okay, so and he was pitching. Sorry to take you, but I'm just taking as an example. He was pitching. He told that this is essential for most of the sports people, right? But where is the proof? Have you done some research? We have to. It is very important to publish that data as well. Or have you spoken to somebody who is already in the field? Or have you experienced by yourself? That proof need to be there. Or if you are stating something, if you are giving a statement, that need to be backed up with proof. Then only the audience will be able to understand or believe. It's being very specific. So it is very easy to say that I am going to do all these things, or I am going to do good. So that is very, very vague statement, right? If you are going to do good, how good? What good means to you, right? So that may be relative to people. So what good for me may not be good to somebody else or the investor, right? So it should be very, very specific. And then why you? Why I'm standing here, or why I have to do this? Because I have something relevant experience, or I have gone through this pain, or I have done extensive research in this, or I am able to. The solution is very, very. I can definitely bring a better solution. So all these can be your qualifications. It cannot be a qualification, but that gives you the authenticity to take it further. And then clarity. So what do you want to do next? So have you thought through, or have started your company, you are going through, you are doing all these things, but exactly do you know where you want to take it? Right? All these things are the important things that I think whenever we are pitching, we should keep in mind. And yeah, we will go into each one a little detail. So when I talked about empathy, I told you it's not only about the audience, audience who is listening to your pitch. It is also very important to empathize with your customer. Then only you can come up with a proper problem statement, right? Until unless you don't understand your customer, you might be thinking that this is what my customer's problem is, but actually that may not be his problem. Until unless you be in his shoes, be in his place, and try to understand what it is, what exactly the customer is going through, or the audience is looking for you, so then only you can address it, right? So, people, I strongly believe in this. People don't care about your idea. They look for solutions to their problems. Okay, so even an investor sitting in the panel, or somebody who is listening to you, so they are here to find something what you are suggesting, right? So they don't they're not really interested in what is your idea. They're interested in what exactly, whether it will work or not, or how it is going to benefit me. So you should be able to clearly drive that point. And then if you take Ola's example, so they never say that we have a great app, right? Because they understood the customer's pain point. So they understood it from both sides, from the riders to the drivers. So from both of them. So for the riders, there is no on time, within the just in time cab or any ride available. For the driver's point of view, so they are not able to get enough customers through any what do you call that? Any customers through any platform. They don't have that. So they try to solve both of their problems. So they never said, so we have built a great app. That is not the problem that they empathize with both the parties. That is why the empathizing is very important. And then solution. Solution need not be, as I've mentioned, the solution need not be a blockchain always. Okay, need not be a technically very complex. It can be very simple, but yet solving somebody's problem, right? Um, yeah, if your idea is complicated to explain, that means it is very complicated to understand as well, right? If you're struggling to explain it to your audience, that means they also are struggling to understand it. So keep it very simple. So, for example, there are two statements, right? We are an AI-powered platform that uses advanced algorithms. Okay, most of them, some of them might understand, some of them might not understand. But if you can put it in the simple words or make them understand, like we help small shops sell online in minutes, right? So that is a simple way of putting it. You might be actually doing the first thing only, right? So you might be really developing algorithms or trying to do something. But when you are trying to convince the audience, you might have to put it this way. And then if the investors or the audience are asking deeper questions, then you might go there based on the understanding level of the audience. And then about you, when you start talking about you, why you? So why US? What they look for in any kind of pitch is, so why they should specifically invest in you. Why they should believe the problem is being solved by you. Okay, or the solution you are providing is the best possible solution. So you should be able to convince them for that. So why you? So you can talk about your experience, your skills that you have, or the work you have previously done, or your insights, or the kind of team that you were working with. All these things can give you an extra advantage. over others. And then why now? So you have to good understanding of the market also. So for example, you are trying to give an AI powered solution 15 years back. Would it make any sense? Right? So now if the because the market is heavily dependent on, mostly dependent on AI powered services now, maybe that will help, right? So the market conditions also plays very important. Why now is about the market conditions and the technology currently is in the market. And then why will you win? Okay, so you convinced about yourself, you convinced the audience about the current market trends, and then why will you win? Why you have to be the one who is solving this problem? Maybe so that you have to prove yourself that you have already done some work in this field, right? And you can convince them saying that this is the work I have done already, so this has given me this kind of results. So I already have the pulse of my audience or the customers, right? I know them fully, I understood them fully. That is the kind of assurance you should be able to give to your the judges or panel. Okay, so if you take the example of the razor blade, okay, so why them? Because they face a problem. If you know the founders, both of them, I don't remember the names exactly, but both of them are passed out from IIT. Okay, so they were trying to build a business. Okay, so the major problem faced by them is there is no integrated platform for them to accept or take payments. Right? So that is their pain point. They have understood it. It's from their own experience. At the same time, they are well equipped to build the solution. They know the technology. Both of them had the previous experience, right, building technology. So that they are the right people. So why you? They are the right people. So that question is answered. So why now? Because digital payments are increasing, right? If you compare India to other countries, so India is in very advanced stage in terms of digital payments. No other country are in the level of India. That, that I'm sure of, right? So that digital payments are very much growing. So in this kind of scenario, in this kind of market, this kind of solution definitely is acceptable, definitely is required, right? Then why believe them? Because they already had users. They tried it. Before pitching, they tried it, they tested it, they went into the market, they had experiences taken, they had feedbacks taken, right? So all these help them to build a better solution. So these are the points where you can give confidence to the investor or anybody who you are pitching to that these are the right people. This is the right team that we can go and involve. Then comes the proof. Okay, so I just want to keep things little funny. I don't want to sound serious. That is, I may go in the flow. That's why I kept few of the cartoons so that you can just relate to it and then understand. So for everything you need proof, right? So if you just go and say something, you need proof for it. Unless until you have it, nobody will believe you concretely, right? So trust comes from evidence. Don't tell people that you are good. Right? If you tell them, if somebody asks you, so why you are the right person to do this, don't tell them that I'm good. You have to prove your statement with some proof. I have done this in the past, or this is my experience, or I have spoken to so many 200 customers, okay, prospective customers. They also express this is their pain point. So that's where it is coming from, right? So again, so if you take the example of Meesho, they didn't just say we help small sellers. They said millions of people were already invested in them, or millions of people are already using their platform, right? So before they came out and pitched into outside world, they had a customer base. They had a small. They tried it in a smaller way. So that you need to do. Whatever level you are, see even only if you have only problem statement, you don't have nothing else, even if you have no solution built, okay, even at that stage, you should have some proof saying this is actual problem that people are facing. So that only can happen only if you go and talk to people or understand their pain point. Again, empathy. Then being specific is very, very important, as I was mentioning. So if you say that I am good, nobody will understand. How good? There should be a measure, right? The specific details will sound real. Otherwise, it will be very, very vague. So, Razipe again, if you take their example, they said you can integrate payments in 5 minutes. They never said we make payments easy. Obviously, that is what ultimately is happening. They are making the payments easy, but they said we are making the integrate the payments in 5 minutes. They are really that fast. It hardly takes any time to integrate their system into your platform. It's very, very simple. So being specific really can help. And then comes clarity. What exactly are you expecting out of this pitch? Okay, so that is the direction your pitch should be. So if you are really expecting some investors to invest in your idea, okay, so then the direction, the clarity, or the direction of your pitch should be in that direction. Or if you are expecting somebody to join your organization, then you should be convincing them to do it, right? So it depends on what is your ultimate motto of the pitch. But it should be very clear, and you should be also very clear after this what you are going to do. What is your roadmap? Yeah, so I just want to mention this. Don't end your pitch with full stop, end with clear next step. What exactly are you going to do next after this? Or if you are securing some fund, or if you are taking somebody into your team, what exactly are they going to do? How they are going to do an evaluation? And what ways? So people don't hear to your pitch, they have to feel. Only then they can really empathize with your idea, right? So generally not the best idea, not the best technology. Clear and honest and logical pitch is going to win the investors' mind or the audience mind. I just want you to watch this little video. Most of you might have seen it. Can you guess? I feel this is how your pitch should be, right? It is very simple, very effective. They're not telling you to say something. You need to for it. Unless until you have it, nobody will believe you concretely, right? So trust comes from evidence. Don't tell people that you're good, right? If you tell them, if somebody asks you, so why you are the right person to do this, don't tell them that I'm good. You have to prove your statement with some proof. I have done this in the past, or this is my experience, or I have spoken to so many 200 customers, okay, prospective customers. They also express this is their pain point. So that's where it is coming from, right? So again, so if you take the example of Meesho, they didn't just say we help small sellers. They said millions of people were already invested in them, or millions of people are already using their platform, right? So before they came out and pitched it to outside world, they had a customer base. They had a small, they tried it in a smaller way. So that you need to do in whatever level you are. See, even only if you have only problem statement, you don't have nothing else. Even if you have no solution built, okay. Even at that stage, you should have some proof saying this is actual problem that people are facing. So that only can happen only if you go and talk to people or understand their pain point. Again, empathy. Then being specific is very, very important, as I was mentioning. So if you say that I am good, then nobody will understand. How good? There should be a measure, right? The specific details will sound real. Otherwise, it will be very, very vague. So, Razape again, if you take their example, they said you can integrate payments in 5 minutes. They never said we make payments easy. Obviously, that is what ultimately is happening. They are making the payments easy, but they said we are making the integrate the payment system in 5 minutes. They are really that fast. It hardly takes any time to integrate their system into your platform. It's very, very simple. So being specific really can help. And then comes clarity. So what exactly are you expecting out of this pitch? Okay, so that is the direction your pitch should be. So if you are really expecting some investors to um, invest in your idea, okay, so then the direction, the clarity or the direction of your pitch should be in that direction. Or if you are expecting somebody to join your organization, then you should be convincing them to do it, right? So it depends on what is your ultimate motto of the pitch. But it should be very clear, and you should be also very clear after this what you are going to do. What is your roadmap? Yeah, so I just want to mention this. Don't end your pitch with full stop, and with clear next step. What exactly are you going to do next after this? Or if you are securing some fund, or if you are taking somebody into your team, what exactly are they going to do? How they are going to do and evaluate? And what wins? So people don't hear to your pitch; they have to feel. Only then they can really empathize with your idea, right? So generally not the best idea, not the best technology. Clear and honest and logical pitch is going to win the investor's mind or the audience mind. I just want you to watch this little video. Just tell you might have seen. Can you guess? I feel this is how your pitch should be, right? It is very simple, very effective. They are not talking about any chemical composition of their product. It's not complex, but at the same time, it's very, very simple. But you can completely understand it. You can completely correlate, right? Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember seeing that. So that is what your pitch should be this simple. And yeah, it should have all the aspects like product market fit.
Worldwide every year, averaging 137,000 new startups is important. So, feature speaker Gayatri Vadavali, co-founder and director of BrainyBots EdTech Private Limited. She leads transformative education programs that empower young minds with the skills in artificial intelligence, robotics, and innovation. She blends academic excellence with real-world applicability with her diverse expertise in various industries, including education, banking, and financial markets, commodity, and heavy engineering industries. Ms. Gayatri is a certified trainer in AI and ML from Raspberry Pi Foundation and trained entrepreneurship coach under global faculty at Northeastern University, Boston. A speaker and panelist and educational innovation, having shared insights at forums such as International Teachers, University Panel, and Design Thinking Summits for corporate and academic audiences. She gained deep insights into positioning and pitching. Let's hear from her about how you position yourself as a startup and
Thank you.
అంటే మాకు సీట్స్ అనేవి కంపెనీ నుంచి గవర్నమెంట్ తెప్పిస్తుంది సార్. గవర్నమెంట్ నుంచి అంటే ఒక మండలం ఉంటుంది సార్. మండలికి 10 విలేజ్ ఉంటుంది. అలాగా ఒక విలేజ్కి ఒక మండలికి ఒక గౌరవం పెడుతుంది సార్. ఆ గౌరవం నుంచి వచ్చే మా నుంచి వస్తే తర్వాత డిస్ట్రిబ్యూషన్
Hindi banks.
ఒక బ్యాంక్స్
Thank you.
next startup idea which
I'm pursuing my B.Tech at Amra University College of Engineering. And with the idea, branch information technology. So, we'll first test it in Vizag and then if everything goes well, we'll expand it to other locations as well. That's it. Please feel free to ask any questions or doubts. You use your fingerprints to register the Aadhaar. Basically, everyone uses. So in backend, what is happening is we already developed an application. We are yet to deploy it on Play Store. So the merchant and the consumer both will use the application. So initially, he needs to set up once. The consumer needs to set up once. Like he enters his Aadhaar number, he enters his, he submits his fingerprints, he adds his bank accounts, he sets daily limits, etc. Everything remains the same. The process remains the same. We fetch the fingerprint data from UIDAI. UIDAI basically, when you open your bank account, everyone uses their fingerprints, right? I mean, you use your fingerprints to register the Aadhaar. Basically, everyone uses all his 10 fingerprints while registering for Aadhaar, and you use the same Aadhaars for opening your bank accounts. So that's how with the fingerprints we fetch bank accounts, and you can select your bank accounts from which you want to pay. So you enter your fingerprint, you enter the PIN, everything will be set up, and that's how it's done. the whole plan. We already started building the MVP. It will take at least 2 to 3 months to complete the MVP. We'll first test it in Vizag, and then if everything goes well, we'll expand it to other locations. That's it. Please feel free to ask any questions or doubts. We'll try our level best. Yes.
Because I work banking sector and I migrated in this bank.
Yes.
The software.
Yes.
Both ways it works. Banks and big banks. Mistake you are going to take. Mistake is going to take. It's tough to compete with them. That's what picture I'm trying.
Yes. Yes. I have.
Phone pay, even after on day-to-day life, we seem like it's itself. It's lost. Even UK is struggling to sustain. It's a you are playing big. I'm also big.
Yes, sir.
That's one thing I can say. From technical perspective, end bank operations perspective, any answers if you want. As I have implemented, I can give it.
Sure.
Let's exchange of that.
Thank you, sir.
But it's a great idea, but you are playing with that.
Yes, sir. We absolutely realize it already. Yes. But we are.
They're gonna not leave you as you.
Yes. No. First of all, the tech stack doesn't change much. The entire idea changes, right? The way you pay entirely changes. You don't need to use your mobile phone anymore. You don't need mobile internet anymore. Yeah, that's what even we faced this issue already. Right now it's just mock data, so we don't have any problems, but we're already working on the problem. Uh, we still started building, but it will be mostly premium. Like we'll start free, we'll supply the machines, we'll see the response, and then we'll take the necessary steps required. Yes, yes, sir. Yes. Yes, sir. Yes. Yes. We have this, right? Yes. We'll expand it to other locations, right? Right now, first we'll test it in Vishakhapatnam. Then, if it goes well, then we'll move to Vizianagaram, Srikakulam, like that. Yes, sir. Yes.
Selling hardware on especially commodities.
It
What
will
else
be
can
a,
you do?
it will be a subscription model actually, not selling the hardware. It will be a monthly subscription.
Driving lab,
That's what we are working on.
just take this off.
Sure. Yes.
Always show the time content is not
first of all, we have to get permissions from UIDAI and Ministry of Finance, central government, and many more, NPCI. And the second one is what you're talking about is we are implementing a capacitive touch sensor in the machines. Of course, it will bring the cost a bit higher, but that will issue security. Like Apple devices used to, Apple devices used to have these fingerprint sensors, right, initially. In that, we used to have capacitive touch sensors. In that, you cannot just use anyone's fingerprint and unlock. If the person isn't live or alive, even if you put the same fingerprint, the device will not unlock. So that's what we have. Sorry.
That you can compare here.
Yes.
All I showed that company is not different from there. Somewhere else.
Yeah. And that is the question. Understood? Yeah. You know, think on that.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, great. We had some good idea pictures. So now I'll open the floor for the open mic. This is where you all can share your thoughts on anything relevant. Being issue like idli sambar for breakfast, that's one thing, but sharing that may not be at all appropriate unless you come up with the new innovative way of eating or selling idli sambar. Now, the floor is yours. Anyone would like to come up with any thoughts to share? Yeah. Yeah, you can sit comfortably and great. Anybody like to speak on the mic? Great. I think like no response from the audience. So we hope you enjoyed this session. Here's a way you can tell us how we can do better. Please take time and answer the short survey while I read out few announcements. I'm sure you all can multitask. So a few announcements. After Icon Vizag 2026, the Vizag team has been reaching out to startups to pitch their companies. Selected startups will be introduced to investors. Interested startups can sign up for the pitching slot to see if they qualify. And like we guess, couple of responses already came, and like we are doing that particular activity. And we have a hackathon series which happens by monthly at AHUB. with its partners. So Agentic AI is the coming up theme, which is going to happen on 3rd May. And the registration link and problem statements have been published to the Hackathon group. So you could be able to reach out on that particular WhatsApp group. I will shortly be announcing a series of workshops on entrepreneurship in partnership with Tayo Isaac and Alco partners. So announcement you could be able to look into. Our next session of the Startup Saturdays will be on 2nd May. So thank you all for another wonderful session. Let's all gather for
where innovation meets infrastructure, where dreams take shape in state-of-the-art facilities. Welcome to AHUB, Andre University's vision of tomorrow, built today. From humble beginnings in 2022, AHUB has grown into India's largest university-led incubation engine, spanning over 1,24,500 square feet of built-up space and expanding to 2 lakh square feet by 2026. We house 207 active startups that have collectively raised over 129 crores in funding, creating 642 direct jobs and supporting 371 interns. Our skill and prototype development arm transforms ideas into reality. The AUNID HIIoT Lab pioneers breakthrough technologies in artificial intelligence and Internet of Things. Our iFactory brings Industry 4.0 manufacturing to life with cutting-edge automation. GAI TGIS Solution Center maps the future with advanced geospatial technology. At Avanti Marine Skill Development Center, we're revolutionizing coastal industries through aquaculture innovation. Each facility provides hands-on learning and rapid prototyping capabilities that turn concepts into commercial success. Our AU-managed incubation centers span 60,000 square feet of flexible, world-class workspaces. From North Campus tech hubs fostering software and hardware innovations to our flagship Element facility, a massive 60,000 square foot biotech, pharmaceutical, and food innovation complex. Here, startups scale with access to pilot-scale bioreactors. Success, our NASSCOM's world-class AI guidance. Through Incubation Center provides government backing and regulatory guidance.
Through partnerships with industry leaders and government bodies, we ensure our startups have access not just to space, but to the networks, mentorship, and opportunities that accelerate growth from day one. A hub isn't just infrastructure, it's a thriving community. Through over 200 events including bi-weekly Startup Saturdays, monthly hackathons, and international cohort programs extending to Mauritius and Sri Lanka, we unite innovators, investors, and mentors. Our global reach connects local talent with worldwide opportunities, creating bridges between ideas and markets. With 24 startups successfully graduated, 14 international ventures launched, and recognition from industry giants like Infosys and Tata Sons, a hub stands as a beacon of innovation excellence. We're the only university incubator in India to turn cash positive in our first year of operations, maintaining over 90% occupancy from the start. Our NIRF innovation ranking places us in the top 50 nationally, the highest ranked public university incubation ecosystem in India. By 2026, a hub will nurture over 300 active startups, facilitate 150 patents, support 1,200 student interns, and drive $60 million in annual exports. We're expanding beyond Vishakhapatnam with new centers in Hyderabad and specialized facilities for food processing, biotechnology, and advanced manufacturing. This is more than infrastructure development. This is India's innovation destiny taking shape in the city of destiny itself, ready to be part of India's largest integrated, multidisciplinary incubation ecosystem. Your innovation journey starts here. At a hub, you don't just aspire, you associate with excellence and achieve extraordinary results. Visit ahub.co and transform your vision into reality. A hub, aspire, associate, achieve.
Today, we are in Vishakhapatnam to see a US Navy ship in active operation.
We are ultimately trained to conduct air, land, and sea operations.
For an opportunity like this, I'm very happy to be here and experience your culture.
We are going to be able to wear some of their equipment as well. I am more excited in holding some of their machine guns. I think this has to be the coolest thing I've ever done in my life. This is one of the most underrated cities of India, with a coastline of approximately 50 kilometers and so many beaches. Like, imagine being in one of the biggest port cities, but still having access to so much nature with the hills right next to you, because we are nestled amongst the Eastern Ghats right now. And if you haven't guessed yet, I am talking about the city of destiny, Vishakhapatnam. But the purpose of this trip is not just making a video about Vishakhapatnam or taking you around. I have been invited by the US Embassy to witness the interiors of two Navy ships of the US Navy, and also because I am from a defense background. My father was in the army when I was growing up. It feels like such an honor and privilege to see a part of defense which is from the US side. Currently, two US Navy ships are docked here in Vizag for a tri-service exercise between the Indian Armed Forces and the US Navy called Tiger Triumph. This exercise prepares the forces to cooperate effectively in humanitarian and disaster relief. And how does it benefit the countries that you're engaging in?
Some of the exercises that we're going to be operating here for Tiger Triumph is going to be demonstrations of amphibious operations, namely a focus towards humanitarian aid and disaster relief. So the idea there is if there were some form of disaster in a local region, say like what has happened recently, unfortunately, in Myanmar, then your country, our country can respond in a combined joint way to be able to use our forces interoperably and the communications that we've already established. Our Navy and our Marine Corps, that's going to be your forces as well, being able to support, relieve suffering from those who might be in need at the time of crisis.
This is the first ship that we're going inside, and it's the USS Comstock.
Get ready to go aboard your first ever U.S. Navy ship. We're the men and women of USS Comstock and the Marine Corps' Light Armored Reconnaissance Battalion. Will show you all of their cool stuff.
Thank you.
Yes, of course.
We are now inside the ship, and I wonder how it must be to sail on waters or in the open sea and come all the way from the US to India. The USS Comstock is a very large ship which acts like a launchpad for land missions. It is mainly used to carry the Marines, their vehicles, and equipment to places where they're needed. For example, war or search and rescue operations. It is a dock landing ship and uses other landing crafts for transportation from the ship to the beach. Also, they've got ribs and cranes.
We have the 60-ton crane and the 20-ton crane. So we can pick anything that we need from the pier up to the boat deck, and from the boat deck down to the well deck.
The first place that we arrived at was the boat deck. It's the place from where the ship's lifeboats are launched from. And then we also went to the flight deck, where we met the Marines and the commander of the ship.
I am the commander of the landing force. So for us as the Marine Corps, we are ultimately trained to conduct air, land, and sea operations. For this exercise, we're focused on that humanitarian assistance, right? It's always so important for us to have a security force and to have a humanitarian assistance force.
It's so cool what they do. And of course, when you're in a place like this, oh wow, you are allowed to be very excited. And we are interviewing a lot of people from the US Navy today. So with us, we have the commanding officer of this vessel, Commander Byron Starks. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
A very silly question to begin with. What was the route that you took to come here?
The route that we took to come here. So our most recent port of call prior to that was Singapore. So we came through the Straits of Malacca and up and approached from the south and came right in here through your wonderful harbor.
And what was the roughest?
This strategy made all of these trades without me punching a single trade, and the results are absolutely mind-blowing. Now this is the power of AI-based algo trading, and I bet that you are missing out on all of this and you're still trading manually, punching your orders manually, you're staring at the screen from 9 to 3, and at the end of the day, you're still losing money. It just keeps repeating over and over again. It's time to shift and make a change. Hi, my name is Parang. I'm a SEBI-registered research analyst having over 10 years of trading experience in the markets, and my specialization is algorithmic trading. Now, algo trading or quant trading is a way where the algorithm is going to take all the trades, identify the trading opportunities for you.
Part of the entire route.
I would say the Straits of Malacca, just due to the high amounts of traffic. Now, we're professional mariners, so we know how to handle that, but you certainly have to be focused and well aware of your surroundings.
And is this your first time in Visakhapatnam, or have you been here before?
It's my first time, and I'm actually deeply enjoying it. I feel very privileged to be a part of this exercise. I don't know that I would have been able to see this part of the world if it weren't for the Navy and if it weren't for an opportunity like this. I'm very happy to be here and experience your culture.
Thank you so much for saying that. But what are some of the exercises that you're engaging in right now? Is it just land operations? Is it also water operations?
Multiple. So land, sea, and air. Where we're standing right now is on top of our flight deck. From here, we can launch our helo craft. We can use them as a lily pad, we will call it, where some helo craft from other vessels might be able to land on board us, and that's other nations' vessels to include your own. We can refuel them, and then they can go ashore with different packages of aid and relief. This ship, 3/4 of this ship, the length of the ship, is well decked, which allows us to store a tremendous amount of good and aids, think food, think supplies, think medical equipment, that we could then send ashore on some of our shore craft.
What is the distribution? Male versus female, or marine, or sailors?
About 350 sailors on board, about 450 Marines on board. That's the capacity for us overall. About 40 of those are officers right now. About 25 of those are chief petty officers on the Navy side. So that difference is made up with our junior sailors who do the vast majority of the work on board this ship. It varies somewhere between 1/10 and 1/7 or 1/6 of the crew being female on board. But at the end of the day, what matters most is that everybody on board is capable, ready, has the merit and the strength to be able to execute that mission, which we have that in spades. We're good.
What is this vessel?
This is a MH-60R, the MH-60 Romeo. It's a Navy helicopter. We have two types. We have the Romeo and the Sierra.
We're now on the well deck. This is such a big ship, and to be able to experience this. So the well deck is like a giant hollow space in the back of the ship that can fill up with water. In layman's terms, it's like a garage but for boats. So basically, this big mama ship carries baby boats in her belly, launches them into action, and brings them back in when needed. So it's crucial for amphibious operations, helping military forces go from sea to land and vice versa. So now we're in this area where the 1st Light Armored Reconnaissance Battalion is going to show us some of their equipment, and I am more excited in holding some of their machine guns and their equipment and probably trying it on as well. Let's do it. Now, why is it that you operate in pairs when you're operating this?
So that's a great question. We operate in pairs, so we have one gunner and one assistant gunner. So the role of the gunner is that he operates the weapon system, and he's actually going to take that shot at whatever target we may have. And the assistant gunner, he loads the weapon system, he checks the backblast, makes sure no one's standing behind it, but he also provides security. So if any threats come up, right here, it's going to go in your shoulder,
Okay.
like right there.
Right here or behind?
Right, yeah, that's perfect, that's perfect. And this hand's going to come, there you go.
Let's
So this first one, like you guys just saw, is the Carl G demonstration. This is kind of our long-range anti-armor explosive weapon. Over here, this is going to be the 240 Bravo. This is a pretty typical security weapon. This is a typical American machine gun. The tan one right there, that is going to be the M27. Blonde gentleman holding, that's going to be our M4.
So, like this? Wow, it's kind of heavy. I can't believe these are actual magazines. Wow. And this thing is heavy. Yes. Thank you. Are these magazines?
Yes.
Oh.
You take that up, put it in there.
Okay.
Perfect.
Amazing.
Oh, you're ready to fight.
Wow. I think this has to be the coolest thing I've ever done in my life. This has to be the weirdest thing I've ever done. I'm wearing a literal summer dress in the nice summer day in Visakhapatnam, and I'm trying on gear, and I'm inside a US Navy ship. The whole defense DNA that I have from my father, it's just coming back to me. I just feel really alive right now. So now we're at the medical spaces. This is where medical treatments usually take place on the ship. So it's kind of like the hospital area. Okay. It's so interesting to just be inside. Imagine spending a month and a half just being in this ship. And then we made our way to the command deck. What's pilot house?
I'm the navigator, I'm Lieutenant Jennings. My job is to safely navigate a ship, make sure we don't hit anything that we shouldn't, and that we can safely navigate within the channel, and that we're where we should be on time.
I navigate also. We use many nav tools and systems.
This gives me, for at least a brief moment, the feeling that we're actually navigating, although I'm sure that requires years and years of practice and training.
Good morning. My name is Lieutenant Jim John Brennan. I'm the Assistant First Lieutenant on board the ship. So right here we have our remote control stations for our 25 millimeter guns on our ship, but mostly meant for small craft or hostiles coming. On our forward part of our ship, we have our RAM, our rolling airframe missile launchers. Those are only fired in our combat information center, and we utilize our fire control men who are in combat to engage those.
Embedding a concept form would be a fantastic addition. We can design it to perfectly align with the existing pink, orange, and blue branding, making it seamless and premium. On it, integrating the board now.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for having us.
It's been a privilege. Thank you.
So now we are going to go inside the destroyer. This is the second ship that we're touring today, but this one is going to be super interesting because it's a different capability altogether from the USS Comstock.
So now we're going to go into your second ever U.S. Navy ship, which is an Arleigh Burke class guided missile destroyer.
How is it different from the one that we just visited?
This is a little bit smaller and it's a little bit more agile. This ship is a standalone unit. There are no embarked Marine units on board. It is a guided missile ship, so it is good for the defense of a carrier strike group. It's good for independent missions. It's deployable worldwide.
Okay, I'm ready for my second ship. Let's go. This is the
Surprise, surprise, surprise. Where is it? Where are my screens?
destroyer, and its main job is to protect larger ships from threats in the air, on the surface, and underwater, including enemy submarines, missiles, and aircrafts. These destroyers can detect and respond to multiple threats at once. And the first person we met is the captain of this ship, Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, exactly. Captain Jack is what they call me, yes. So, yeah.
Okay.
That's the nickname.
So right now we're with Commanding Officer Jack Caesar aboard the USS Ralph Johnson. Sir, it's a pleasure to see you.
Pleasure to be here and happy to have you on board.
How would you say that this operation is shaping up right now?
It's been amazing since we arrived.
Can I see all the
Right here. We've had a bunch of sporting events. Just today we wrapped up baseball. Tomorrow we have T20 cricket that we're really excited to participate in. No holds bar with the interaction and the jointness between U.S. Navy and the Indian Navy. Ralph Johnson will be responsible for a air defense exercise. We're going to do a gun X, so we're going to shoot all of our weapon systems with the INS Mumbai. Really excited for that. And then we're going to also do some helicopter exchanges where all the different helicopters are going to land on board Ralph Johnson as well as Mumbai and Jaswala as well.
Amazing. So right now we have BN2 White with us, and what I noticed is that she already has some henna on her hands. So she got handy from the
CMR Central Mall, but it's definitely beautiful. I love the designs, very intricate.
It's going really well with the tattoo as well.
Oh, thank you.
But I got some mehendi a few days back for my cousin's wedding, so we have like a nice moment.
Yes, we do.
Mine is fading already though. And I'm glad you're already immersing in the Visakhapatnam experience.
Oh yes, I am. I absolutely loving it here right now. Food is amazing. People are really nice and sweet.
So I can just use ChatGPT, right?
I would like to preview on the screen.
That's the biggest misconception that only ChatGPT is AI, only Gemini is here, right? There are more than 800 AI tools. All of these AI tools are automatic.
Let me go through that.
But if you are working in India, there are these top 10 AI tools which are automating data analysis, software development,
Hello,
software
friends.
testing, Excel, PowerPoint, right?
How are you today?
And these top 10 AI tools we teach in our
Today I would like to give a small brief.
To
Hello,
preview
friends.
to all of them, would you like me to select or review any?
Today I would like to give a small brief. Hello, friends.
No problem. Take your time.
Today I would like to give a small brief on Google Stick, where you can save tons and
Once for a day, I can do it in 15 minutes.
How are you today?
The boss would have never paid me 25 minutes.
Today I would like to give a small brief on Google Streets. Hello friends. Contact us for Steve Card Refine my form established in since 2017. Can you just change that particular text?
It not made me just faster, but also more accurate.
But I can't spend so much time and money getting another degree.
And you are also lucky that
But
you
you
don't
today.
need any of that. If you want to make Excel your superpower, join 3-hour Excel automation using AI workshop by Office Master, where you will learn how to organize and analyze complex data in seconds, apply over 200 formulas in MS Excel without learning them, create dynamic dashboards in minutes, and so much more. So, hurry up, click on the link below, grab your seat for the workshop,
I would like to
just
give-
$99.
I would like
On it. Working on it.
The first place that we went on board is the front deck. It's a nice deck where we also saw some of the ship's artifacts.
Hello, friends.
Met someone
How are you
in
today?
the
Today I would like
now
to
a Navy personnel.
My name is Ois Patel. Yes, I've been in US for 11 years now. So coming back to India has been really awesome.
Do you share some of your cultural nuances with the crew on board?
I gave them really quick brief of what to look for, flying go to one, Namasthe temple, and that's one of the things that I really wanted to do. It gives me an opportunity to share the love and culture of India and show them what we stand for.
So what is it like working with the Indian Navy? What has your experience been like so far?
The experiences I've had interacting with the Shakti, the
I've
Mumbai,
refined the text
with
on the
Jaswala
contact us
CEOs
screen.
has-
What do you
has
think?
been bar none. They're much more senior than me, so anytime I get an opportunity to speak with them and listen to their experiences, it's only going to help me further in my goals to advance the U.S. Navy. The ships look immaculate. We had the Mumbai sailors on board, and the feedback that I've got from my crew has been stellar.
Then we saw a little more of the ship, like the officers' rest area on board, and after that, the CEO's cabin.
These are called challenge coins. So each commanding officer usually has a challenge coin specifically designed for the ship or for their personality. And so when we meet each other, we exchange coins. So most recently from the Jaswala, Mumbai.
This is from the Jaswala. So we are currently at the pilot house with MC1 Cataphract. What is it like sailing and being at the ocean for such a long duration?
Anything else for the contact us screen, or shall we look at another?
Join the Navy is, have you seen the movie Moana? Yes. Okay, so you know the line in the song, like when the line meets the sky, where the line meets the sea, like.
Can you change little bit on visiting card refinement screen? There is small correction that is required. Established since 2024. What I have seen, it should be changed to established since
Let me reapply the change and ensure
2017.
it updates correctly this time. On it.
For you today, where I would like to give a small sweetheart to sweet and slow. Small brief.
I see. I'll make sure it's set to 2017 this time. It should be updated now. Take another look. Gotcha. Sometimes it takes a moment.
Hi, I want to update these two screens and make it one screen. Are you with me? does orange edition and how does refined context an upgrade? I want to make these two fonts into one using both. Also, in the bottom, you have to add project management consultancy also of the architecture and interiors. Okay, like that.
Hey, what are we designing?
All about us orange edition form and about us refined with contact form. I want to Hello friends,